Good morning, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, and this is the mobile edition of Charter Moms Chats. Usually I'm at my desk, but today I'm at the Briscoe Western Art Museum because I want to encourage families to go out and explore our city during spring break. And we love the Briscoe. We've been members for many years. And so with me to talk about some of the cool stuff they're doing during spring break at the Briscoe is Melanie Schwebke, and she is the curator of education at the Briscoe Western Art Museum.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So first thing is, I wonder, so what do you love about your job as curator of education?
Sure. So I'm a museum educator, which means that I get to have the fun opportunity to make programs and make the art and the objects come alive for people. So I love to provide that chance for both families and students to really connect to the stories that are within our objects and within our paintings and our sculptures. So I love just providing that the opportunities to connect, to discover more about maybe your own culture or discover new things about new cultures when you visit. So again, hoping to spark that curiosity within both families and students, that they'll maybe leave the museum and go research something a little bit further, or they'll be inspired to go do a deep dive into something that they maybe saw here or were able to connect with. So really it's creating those connections. And unlike kind of the collections or registrar jobs, I do encourage people, I provide opportunities to touch things and to really bring, again, objects and paintings to life.
Yeah, well, and the Briscoe, it covers such a rich subject matter because like the Western art is fascinating, and it's such a mix of cultures, right? So there's things about like, you know, Native American culture. There's like the Spanish settlers and like kind of the origin of cowboy culture, and then just how pop culture has just run with like what is it to be Western? Like it's amazing. It's just there's so much to talk about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so speaking of like so much to talk about, it's like people need to spend some time here and get to know. But the good news is that the hours are longer during spring break than they are sort of the regular hours.
Yes. So this week, normally we are closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays to the public, but this week we are going to be open Tuesdays and Wednesdays as well. So you can come see us anytime this week, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we are open special days just to encourage people to come on in. So whether you're visiting from out of town or just exploring your own city, come on. Yeah, we encourage you to come see us.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that's special too for the locals is that the first Sunday of the month is Locals Day.
It is. Right? Yes. So we're free. So on Locals Day, we're free to Bexar County residents. So that even expands way beyond San Antonio. And so we really want to encourage people to have an opportunity to come and explore and enjoy the museum.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so that'll come up in April.
It will, yes, and we're moving some programming. So now on our first Sundays, we're going to have a full steam ahead program happening. And so that's going to be a hands-on, family-friendly programming that will connect both kind of that science aspect with the art here as well within the permanent collection. So one of my education colleagues, she has developed programming that really kind of jumps into either the weather or landscapes or wildlife and connects it with the paintings, but also has some sort of kind of craft or project that people can work on and do as well. So we're adding that to the Locals Day.
Yeah, okay, and speaking of like projects and stuff, so there's extra projects this week because of spring break.
Yes, there is.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Yes, yep. So Thursday is our Texas Beauty Around Us. So again, it's kind of focusing on the wildlife and the landscape of the West, which has inspired so many artists. And we're having a guest artist come, and she's going to be working with people to create their own landscape or flower type painting. And then on Friday, we have Animals of the West. So again, my museum educator colleague, Robin Davis, she actually published a book called Ria Ruby Invents the Pecan Pie. So she's going to read the book, and then within that book, they explore Texas animals. They explore the different kind of weather within the different environmental zones of Texas. And so people will have a chance to kind of explore, again, Texas animals. She has a scavenger hunt for people to explore the museum and kind of look for those animals, but also an activity where they can create she found really cool embroidery, stuffed animal little kits, so families can kind of sew and create their own animal, and they'll leave with that as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay. It is.
And there's one on the one on Saturday is part of the full steam.
Yeah,
ahead.
So it's the last one that'll be on a Saturday, but yeah, so the full steam ahead for that one as well, and then they'll be exploring again armadillos, and we're making it's this official Texas state small animal of Texas, and so there'll be a chance to explore the armadillo even more and to create your own kind of accordion-like armadillo.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so those all are amazing topics. Just for the audience, I'm going to kind of recap
Yes,
like what the time frames are. So,
yes.
okay, so the museum hours this week are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Correct.
And the special activities on the ones on Thursday and Friday are 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes, they are.
And then the one on Saturday is 11 to 1 p.m.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
This is all on the website. So if you go to the Briscoe
Yes.
website, you can get all the details that way.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. BriscoeMuseum.org.
Okay.
Yep.
And okay, so if once people come down here, like I know there's some new things popping up, like so it's not just what's in the museum,
Yes.
but it's also this beautiful setting on the Riverwalk,
Yes.
and then there's like a sculpture garden, and there's
Yes.
sculpture like all around the museum. So what's the
Yes.
new addition to the sculpture garden?
Yeah, so a new addition right on Presa Street, so not even really in our sculpture garden, but we have a new bison, and so he is a giant bronze bison, kind of mid-stride, and I was working with the exhibit manager, and we discovered that bronze bison is about the same size as a large adult male bison. So that kind of gives you, if you have a chance to see it, it gives you an idea of what that might have been like seeing just herds of thousands of those roaming around at one point. Yeah.
And why, if you go to Yosemite, don't pet
Right,
the
don't
cow.
get too close. Right, don't do it. Just admire from afar. That's right. Because they're really giant. Yeah, they're really big. And so we have lots of sculptures even around the outside of the museum. So even if don't have a chance to come into it, you can still enjoy the art and the sculptures. And then we do have a sculpture garden on site. So that is also open and free to anyone. You don't necessarily have to come into the museum to enjoy that, but that has numerous sculptures within that, and you can really just enjoy a lovely setting when you come to that.
It's so restful.
It
It's like an oasis.
It
It's like
is.
the river is right there. So we're
Yes.
just for location, like we're near La Vita,
Yes.
right? And
Yep.
yeah, and the Riverwalk is just right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a cool building, right? This used to be a library.
Yes, it was an original first San Antonio Public Library, opened up in the 20s, and was damaged during the infamous 1920s flood of downtown San Antonio, rebuilt. And so it has a really wonderful Art Deco kind of facade. The lobby is wonderful in itself, so the building has a really great story just in and of itself as well.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to be sure you mention a must-see
Yes,
artifact.
yes, that's right. So also another new one is our fossilized bison skull. So it was discovered north of here, so right on the Red River, kind of Texas-Oklahoma border. And so apparently this is really pretty unique. If you come here, you can kind of see on the side the teeth are really well preserved. And so it is a really just kind of unique fossilized skull that we've just put on display for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it picks up. I mean, this thing is huge also. So yeah, just reinforced. And it's beautifully detailed.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I mean, it's like a sculpture in itself.
Exactly,
But it's
yes.
like actually from, like, this was a real bison.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. At one point. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really amazing. And this is just a little peek of all
Yeah.
the stuff that happens. There's like a lot of really cool
There
stuff. And
is.
what I like is that like when I'm here, or like I try to get my kids to like look at stuff, and then I kind of ask them questions about it, get them talking about it, and like it's really great to like come multiple times and just see
Yes.
what people latch onto, and,
Yes.
and you know, kids at different ages will. You know, pick
Notice
up on
different things, right? Absolutely, yeah.
And depending on what they're learning in school, you know, like
Yes.
when they take Texas history, and then
Yes.
they come back with a whole new set of questions about, you know, like the Alamo
Right.
stuff, and
Yeah, so we do have a room kind of dedicated to the Texas history, revolution, and all of that as well. We have a beautiful Alamo diorama, and then we have some galleries that focus on, like the Arguera Gallery focuses on the Spanish influence
Yeah.
into Mexico, up into Texas.
I think that might be my favorite. The
yes.
artifacts in there are just astonishing.
Right, they're
Yeah.
gorgeous. And then, you know, we have one that we kind of call the Work Gallery, which has a real life chuck wagon and a windmill, and then just beautiful artwork and sculpture kind of reflecting the rodeo life and stampedes and cattle drives as well. So yeah, a little bit of everything there.
Or if you have any like Yellowstone fans in your family,
Yes,
you should definitely
absolutely, yes, definitely, yes. Yeah, definitely have a lot of paintings kind of reflecting that greater West landscape and just feeling and sense.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
okay. So I hope that this is encouraging families to, you know, get out and explore San Antonio. I think the Briscoe is like a must-see destination in
yeah.
San Antonio.
Absolutely.
And then one thing is that, like, I'm used to going downtown. I've been coming down here ever since I was like a, you know, law firm intern, like back in the day. So
Yeah.
so I'm used to it, one-way streets, having to pay for parking. But I just want to encourage families, like, don't be discouraged if you have to, you know, learn to navigate just a little bit. And there's some things that the Briscoe does to make it easier, right? Like like free admission for kids, or like
so children 12 and under are free, and we do have a parking garage located right across the street, and then we also have a number of different parking lots within close walking distance as well. So don't let the parking intimidate you. Just kind of jump in there, and you can park for the day. You can really make a whole day of it. There's restaurants around us. We're walking distance to the Alamo itself, so it's a really great combination there. And like you mentioned, our backside is right on the Riverwalk, so you could go and enjoy the Riverwalk as well. I mean, there's a lot of things that really you could make a whole family day of it as well. And we definitely encourage families to come in. Like as you were mentioning, we encourage those conversations in the gallery. We want to hear people talking and laughing. So really, don't be too afraid of having to be quiet and not making a disturbance or anything. But we'd love to have the museum fill up with laughter and conversations and just families interacting.
And especially if they can come for the special programming activities, they can get really hands-on.
That is the hands-on aspects, and they'll be able to take things home with them and just really spend some quality time here.
Okay, well, great. Well, Melanie, thank you so much for talking to me about what's happening at the Briscoe, and I hope that the Charter Moms community can get out and enjoy it, because, like, if we live in San Antonio, it's easy to kind of take it for granted and say, I'll go someday. But I'm saying go during spring break. It's here. Enjoy it.
If you're doing a staycation, we've got what you need to keep you entertained and provide some fun and learning as well. Absolutely.
All right. Well,
thanks so much. Thanks for having me. Thank you.